Hello everyone, hope that you're doing well today. I wanted to show you what I made and why I made them. So these are actually thank you card holders, folders, folios, whatever you want to call them. And I will show you why. My friends and I started this during the pandemic. We started writing cards of good cheer to people in the service industry. People like clerks, cashiers, receptionists, waiters, waitresses, the staff at the hospital or at the doctor's office, cleaning ladies, janitors, maybe teachers, contractors, anybody who works with the public and doesn't get a lot of recognition or thanks for it. We were writing these cards and it has carried over and been very, very successful. So what we were doing is just saying something like this. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for the work that you do under often trying circumstances. Dealing with the public isn't always easy, especially when people lack courtesy or patience. Therefore, as Proverbs 12:25 says, anxiety in a person's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. Your kindness has not gone unnoticed. May this good word of appreciation cheer your heart today. Sincerely, Georgie. And so this is just to help, people who have gone kind of out of their way to perform a service that we usually tend to take for granted. These people don't get thanked a lot, and so this is just a nice way of giving them a little thanks. So I carry these around in my purse, but they were getting really dog-eared. So I needed something, because my purse is cloth, so I needed something solid to put them in. This is the prototype, and I already have several cards in here. The way I kind of do it is I put a little flower for the ones that have like girly cards in them, and then I just leave blank the ones that I can give to a boy or a guy. So since what we have here is a card that we don't want to have bent, we need something solid. So what I've used here is corrugated cardboard. So I'll tell you the supplies that we need, okay? So we need thank you cards. These cards are just like regular size. Let's see, this one is, it's like 5.5 by 4.5. Okay, so what you need is some pieces of corrugated cardboard that are big enough to cover the size of your card, the biggest card that you use. So got some of those here. These are cut down to 5 3/4 and to 4 3/4. But I'll show you how I did that, so you can see, in case you've never cut down any cardboard before, or you just need a refresher. We need some pretty paper to cover it with like we have here. Another option is to cover it on the outside with cloth. So what I've done with these two is I covered the outside with paper and I covered the inside with cloth. You can do cloth on the outside, paper on the inside. You could do paper, you could do cloth. I just did it like this just because I don't have any reason, I just did. So either way, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep to this formula just so I don't have to think really hard. So we have paper. Let's see, I'll get some pretty paper. I wanted to show you that you could use, if you have your cardboards at about this size, you can use a piece of letter size paper, 8.5 by 11. It will fit, but it's just kind of barely. I'm going to use this so I can show you how you can use regular sized copy paper for this project because it is a little bit tighter of a squeeze. But if you have scrapbook paper, 12 by 12 scrapbook paper or bigger paper, then you're totally golden. So we've got paper, we've got cardboard, and we've got a piece of cloth. So I'm going to use this gorgeous piece of velvet. We need some tape. I'm going to go ahead and use this just Lowe's Tyvek tape. And this is just, you can use basically any tape. This is just to strengthen your spine, and I'll show you that. Then we need, for decorating it, these are optional, some sort of a closure. I got a piece of ribbon out for a closure. You can use many different things. This one I just used a hair tie as a closure, but a hair tie or a ribbon or a string around the outside is good. Or like in the case of this one, the ribbon I installed attached to the inside of it, and I'm going to show you how to do that method because that's very cool. So, and then as far as decorating, you can use lace, washi tape, stickers, etc. You can use ink. Like I did a little inking around the edge of this just to kind of make it look a little bit more old, so you can use ink. If you want to sew around it like this, you can sew around it. Doesn't show very well in white, does it? But there we go. That's how it looks with sewing. You don't have to sew, but if you don't sew, you'll definitely want to make sure that you have your glue application on thoroughly, and I'll show you that. Okay, so next thing we need is our tools. We need a craft knife. There's a craft knife. We need a ruler, cutting mat, a pencil. It's a pencil, glue of choice, and these are for gluing down the paper onto the panels and the cloth onto the panels. So just kind of whatever cloth that you use for attaching cloth and paper to paper. So I just think I'm going to go ahead and use this Scotch Glue permanent glue stick. I like this one. We need scissors, some double stick tape. Here we go, double stick tape. And a sewing machine is optional if you want to sew. So this is a really, really fun project. So I made 2 pieces of cardboard to make the folio. And so I got 2 pieces like this. And what I did to make them was I just simply picked my card, and I had a big piece of packaging, and then I just kind of lined it up. This is see how this is bendy right here, so I don't want to use those because you want the solid part. So I like put it down in the solid part, and then I just kind of traced around it, basically is what I did, because I don't measure. So that's what I did. And then I just drew a line and cut it. I can make a mark at 4 3/4. 4 3/4 right here. I'll make it at 4 3/4 down here.
4 3/4. Okay.
And then, as you can probably guess, what I did next was I cut it using the craft knife, and I put it on the craft mat so I didn't cut my table. Voila! Now I'm going to cut right where the bend is at. And there we go. So it just so happens that this card will fit very nicely in half of this. So I'm going to cut this directly in half. I actually have a 0 middle ruler, which is extremely cool. I'll show you that. You don't have to use a 0 middle ruler if you don't have one. There, now you can see 0 in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put that here and find my middle somehow. And I'll just cut this right in half. Voila. Okay, so there we go. We got another 2 panels, and they match the other panels that I cut. Next thing I'm going to do is get this cereal box liner just to protect my work surface. That's kind of up to you if you feel the need to do that. And then I'm going to take my 2 pieces of cardboard. I'm going to take my piece of decorative paper for the outside. And this is just some digital printable that I printed ages ago, and I honestly have no idea where it came from. But you can use anything. So this is using regular copy size paper. And I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to put my pieces of cardboard down. I put them so that when they're sandwiched together, they're like this, not like this, if they're warped a little like these ones are. And what you want to do is you want to leave enough of a gap so that this will fold quite easily and have enough room to expand slightly. So like this one has multiple cards in there, see? So you want to be able to do that. So keep that in mind when you're about to lay your cardboard down. And then I'm going to just go ahead and use this glue stick. Make sure that, especially if you're not sewing, that you get every little bit of your cardboard glued thoroughly, especially the edges and corners. And so I wanted to show you that this is a little bit fiddly right here using the regular sized copy paper, because you want to make sure that you have enough spine, but you want to make sure that you also have enough to wrap around the edges. So hopefully I did a pretty decent job there. So got those down. Getting there, we're getting there. So yeah, leave enough to have a spine, but enough to wrap around the edges as well. So first I'm going to miter the corners. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap around the edges. And we're gonna tape these down using double stick tape, because especially you can use glue if you want. It's just, especially these side edges, so much easier to use double stick tape. And what we're going to do here is, this is where we're going to use our reinforcement tape. Here's where you can use any tape you want. You can use, washi tape, masking tape, duct tape, whatever tape you like. Just want to strengthen the spine a little bit, because it's going to be bending. So there we go. And I put this here because otherwise this gets so stuck down that I can't peel it off. So you can use anything. You can use anything to do this. It works really well. So that's that. And then we're going to use our double stick tape and we're going to do this. So around the edges. So you want to make sure that the double stick tape goes all the way to the edge of your paper for best results. because that will make sure that you get really nice, a really nice thorough connection from the paper to the cardboard. Okay, so for sticking down, I start with the thinner edges just because they're a little bit more tricky. So try and make it, you know, as tight around as you can, like so. There's one. See? It's very nice. Very nicely wrapped. We were able to do it with a regular size paper. Okay, so now comes the other sides, and I am going to try to make the corners as nice as possible, the way I learned from Natasha from Treasure Books. Okay, so she says the way you do it is you kind of like tuck it in like so. Wait. Tuck it in like so. I think that's how. That's one side. Tuck in this one. And take off this. Oh, very nice. Very nice. See? That works. I don't know if you can see that very well, but corners are very, very tidy. And now we'll do the other side. Okay, very nice. All right, so we got nice, neat, tidy corners. We can bend the whole thing. And the whole thing. And you can decide which side you want to be your front, which side you want to be back. It looks like there's some faux writing in this paper, and so I'm going to have this one facing this direction. Next is time for the ribbon closure. Woo, yay! This is the fun part. Well, the whole thing is fun, but this is one of the fun parts. So I got a little piece of ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half exactly. So you want your ribbon to be long enough to be able to be attached to the inside of your folio, and also to stick out and be able to be tied. So these ones are about just under 12 inches. So that's just an idea, just whatever you like. I'm going to go ahead and use double stick tape for this because it works super well. So just find your middle. You can measure it if you want, or you can just eyeball it, which is what I do. You can kind of see the middle. So we got 2 pieces of double stick tape here. Simply give yourself an inch or so, and there we go. Stick it down. There. We're getting there. We are so getting there. Yes! Our little cards of good cheer will be nicely homed. So next thing that we can do is the inside. I have a piece of velvet, which is what I used in this one. A little piece of velvet, isn't that pretty? And the way I did that was just basically laid cloth over it and glued it down. This is especially important if you're not sewing, that you glue this down really, really thoroughly. And if you are using cloth for this part, like I said, you can use paper. But if you are using cloth, use something that will hold the cloth down. A kind of a glue that works well for that. I'm actually going to use this glue stick because it doesn't bleed and it holds the cloth down very well. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew over this so if it doesn't stick completely, it will actually be okay. So now I'm going to lay the folio down over the cloth so that I know I have enough room to cover the folio. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty much covering. We want to make sure that we can fold the folio, that there's not too much material in the spine area. And I'll just go ahead and cut off the excess. When you're cutting off your excess edges, take care that you don't cut your ribbon, because that would be no fun. So I'm going to just trim down this stuff here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I got it all trimmed. As I said, I used this piece of velvet, and maybe you don't have velvet. You know what? You don't have to use velvet. You can use any cloth you want, any cloth at all. I'll show you what I used in the one with the little girl on it. In this folio with the little girl, I actually just used this cloth, which came from my old sweatpants. So really anything that's, you know, soft or pretty or anything that floats your boat really can go on the inside as cloth. So here we go, you guys. We have basically a completed cheer card folio. And the only thing left to do is to sew around the edges, if that is what you would like to do. And that is what I would like to do. And to decorate the front. So we got some ideas from some of the other folios that we made for decorations. And when it comes to decorations, I mean, this is where, you know, you let your imagination just completely go wild. You just make the front and or the back exactly as you want. Exactly. These are just a couple of ideas. I like to use washi tape because I have abundance of it, and stickers. I like stickers. So what I did here was I just used I did the same method. I used washi tape around, and I used stickers. Well, this isn't a sticker. That's part of the decoration. It's part of the paper. But I use this one, and I use a little mulberry paper, kinder. And I'll show you what that is. This is mulberry paper. You can get, if you don't have any mulberry paper and you want it, it gives this nice little background, kind of rustic look. And you can get them, bunches of them, really cheap online, which is what I did. So might work with some of that. Oh, I want to put some lace on there. Forgot about lace. Let's see, lace, yeah. So lace can go on there like we did with this one. I like, see, when I first put on this lace, I put it on the inside. I glued it down at first and it didn't want to stick, so it started moving all over the place. This one, I just took a strip and I put it along the edge and sewed it on, and it worked better. So I'm going to go ahead and use that method. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did this one And what I did was I attached a piece using double stick tape, because this is kind of a little bit of a thick material of a lace, so the stickiness didn't come through. So what I also did here was, I don't know if you can really see, there wasn't much of a contrast when I put the piece of lace on the edge. As you can see, it kind of washes out a little bit. So on this one, I put some darker washi tape underneath so that you can kind of see through it. So I think I'll do the same thing with this one. Okay, so I got my roll of Pink's washi tape, and I'm going to make a piece of dark strip, so I'll use some dark washi. So put a piece here, maybe here. And that way, when I put the washi tape down, you'll be able to see through the lace a little bit, and put a little bit of this. How about that? Isn't that pretty? Find your joy. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then let's see how this will look. I'll go like this, maybe? Like that? All right, how about this? How would that look? Pretty good? Let's try that. I'm going to cut a larger piece of lace so that I can trim the edges. You know, so like this. So I don't have to match it up exactly perfect. So that works good. Okay, so again, I'm going to use the double stick tape. And I will stick it down. And again, I'm going to sew this so it will be down for good. That looks pretty good. And we'll do the side. And I'll put a piece of some sort of dark washi tape there so that you can see the contrast also. Okay, that looks pretty nice. I'll go ahead and trim these edges. All right, very nice. Next thing I think I'll do is decorate the front with the washi tape and stickers like I did with the other ones. The pinks look like the pinks will go. Which one should we use? I kind of like this Find Your Joy. I like this. Maybe I'll put a bigger one behind it. See, these are some ideas that you can use your washi tape with. Here's this one might be a good background one. Let's try it. And the thing with washi tape that's awesome is, you know, if it doesn't look good, you can peel it right back off because it's removable. So go ahead and feel free to experiment with different washi tape positions, different washi tapes, different washi tape designs. Just go for it and experiment, because you never know. Usually it winds up looking really good. And you don't have to remove it. That's pretty cute. We need to put something in here. I like using stickers, and I think I'll do that. Okay, so now we just need to put something in the middle, and I found a sticker book. I'm gonna go ahead and find a sticker out of here. Let's see, how is she looking here? Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So there we go. You guys, this is the book I got it from. The sticker book, Bibliophilia. Yeah. So now, let's see if it works. These are the other ones. Where's the cards? Here's the cards. Here's a card. You could decorate the back if you want. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little ink. Just a little ink around the edges like this. Technically it's done, but I am going to sew it. Because I think it looks really nice with it sewn around the edges. So this is just some vintage photo distress ink. You can use any ink you like or no ink at all. Here it is. And it fits. It fits. So now we could put this in our purse, our bag, and it will keep all the cards nice and flat. So we can spread good cheer. Won't that be good? So I'm going to go ahead and I will sew around the edge of it, and I will show you how that looks. And one of the things I'll do is sew the lace parts down so that, as you can see this, I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, that's what I did. And don't worry if you can't sew very well. My seamstress skills are quite lacking, but it still looks pretty good and it's a lot of fun. So I'll do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it sewn, and I don't know if you can see it because I have white thread in my sewing machine, but I did sew it. I could have sewn it in a different color, but I didn't. You can see it on this side. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? So there we go. This one is complete. Now, honestly, it's bothering me a little bit that there's a border around her. So I think what I'm going to do is cut that out and stick her back on without it. So there, I don't know if you can tell, but she's got books. She's holding books, and she is covered in books. So pretty cool. And now she's lost her sticky, so I'm gonna have to get some glue. I'll just use this little Elmer's school glue stick, which is right here. Okay, so my camera cut off while I was in the middle of that, and I don't know how much was missed. So anyway, this is the end result. I think that it looks really nice. She looks a little bit better without having the border on. It's just a little something, but I like it. So there it is. That is our good cheer card holder folder. And let's see if it works. I'll put some cards in there. There we go. And we could just tie it up. So it doesn't fall open in our purse. It's all is tied and ready to be used. So let's take a look at all of them. So we have this one with this digital image on there and red velvet on the inside. We have this one with a digital image, I believe, on this side and pink on the inside. And then we have this original one, which again is a digital print and it's sewn with lace and velvet on the inside. So there we go. Those are all our card holders for today. And we hope that you enjoyed this project and that you will make one. If you do, let me know how it goes and leave us a comment and a like. And if you like this kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe. I think that you'll be happy to see the little projects that we do every now and then. So you guys have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.